Welcome back to Cocktails and Conversations with me, debsababio. Today's episode is a celebration of style, storytelling, and self-expression. And I couldn't be more thrilled to be joined by the fabulous Karen Williams. Karen is a powerhouse in the world of fashion, a celebrated stylist, creative consultant, and authenticity advocate. She's known for not just creating beautiful looks, but helping people show up as their truest selves through style. Whether it's on the red carpet or on social media, Karen believes in using fashion as a tool to build confidence, tell your story, and own your presence unapologetically. In this episode, we go beyond the clothes. We talk about the power of personal presentation, how style can be a form of healing, and why stories behind what we wear matter just as much as the outfits themselves. Karen opens up about her journey, the early days, the defining moments, and the lessons learned behind the scenes. We explore how fashion intersects with identity, confidence, and legacy, and the real work it takes to stay grounded and inspired in a fast-moving industry. From dressing fabulous people on a Netflix show to discovering her own voice as a creative, Karen shares what keeps her motivated, what she's had to unlearn, and the beauty of trusting your own instincts and being brave, both in style and in life. So whether you're here for the fashion gems, career highlights, or just a bit of soulful conversation over a great cocktail, this one's not to be missed. This is Cocktails and Conversations. Let's get into it. Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to Cocktails and Conversations. Today, I can't even stress how fabulous this lady is. I've got the beautiful Karen Williams sitting on the couch with me. Karen, welcome.
Honestly, we love that sort of intro. Honestly,
you deserve it. You are fabulous. And I appreciate you so much for coming to sit with me. I'm so looking forward to delving in. I mean, we haven't known each other long, but I feel like we've known each other
I know,
long.
right? There's definitely a connection.
Literally.
I think
Please.
we met in our last lives.
Literally, I'm sure we have, because the energy was just too real. Because I'm getting ahead of myself. Please introduce yourself to our audience. For those who don't know, and I'm sure there's only a few who don't know. If you don't get to know, please, Karen.
Oh, bless you. You're so kind, honestly. So I'm Karen Williams. I'm founder of #FindYourFabulous. But essentially, I was a fashion stylist. Yes. That's how I kind of came into the industry. And I guess I've diversified from that. I want to kind of spread the love. I don't want to be the gatekeeper on, me just kind of looking good. Yeah. I was talking about this earlier.
You do look good.
Oh, bless you.
You do look good.
Well,
good with a capital G. Good.
Oh, no, I really appreciate that, because I'm, this is a journey. I'm no spring chicken. I'm 50 and I was 50 last year, still 50.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Because you don't look 50, girl. I mean,
I'm nearly 51.
We know we don't look our age, but you don't look your age.
Do you know what? It's a funny thing, because that kind of you don't look your age. It's kind of like, I think we need to actually embrace
really
our
looking
age.
Our age.
And I mean, what are we meant? Life, age is changing. When we think about what someone used to kind of look like, act like when they were 50 years ago, it's completely different to how it is now.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
But I think, it's just about really fulfilling yourself, fulfilling your life, and not just kind of, age really is just a number to a certain extent.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I'm turning 41 and I'm just like, I still feel like I'm in my 20s. Sometimes my knees are saying different.
Yeah.
But it's definitely much like, I feel like I've got my whole life ahead of me. I don't feel like what you said before, what 41 used to represent, or what it felt like. It's very different. Sometimes I have to remind myself, oh yeah, I'm 41. I feel like, but it's also like within yourself, how you feel, how you want to express yourself to the world. Like, be 41, color your hair, chop your hair, dress how you want. So long as you feel confident within, I think, age is really just a number.
Well, that's what's so exciting about these times. We really have to look into the joy of what life is offering, because let's face it, the world is in a bit of a weird place.
The world is a little bit depressing, guys.
It's quite dark, and I just think we have to kind of find our joy where possible.
Yeah.
And I think right now, there's no better time to sort of be your authentic self, whatever that is. And that for me is not subscribing to what everyone else and what society wants me to be. It's what I want to be. Like, we have never been at a time where we can kind of like take our own reins of ourselves and be who we want to be, and we're not going to be put into a box. Like, 50-year-old women are not going to be put into a box,
and they shouldn't be.
So that's really exciting.
Oh my god!
Actually,
absolutely. Oh my god! Look, before we even look, you see, this episode is going to be so great because like we've even just delved in. I haven't even poured her a drink. Let me pour you a drink, girl. Let me. How rude of me! Come to my house and like.
Although I am off the sugar and off the alcohol.
This is a mocktail, and over here we do mocktails and cocktails, alcohol and non-alcohol. So this is a non-alcoholic cocktail.
I have a little bit of sugar for you today. You got a bit of sugar in it.
It's a little bit of elderflower and a little bit of, so I call it elderflower fizz.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you.
Pour myself a little one.
Oh my God, that's delicious.
What? See, guys.
Very good.
Karen approves. See how
you know we're going to have to have a little dance later. You know,
already we're literally 2 minutes in. And
my favourite thing to do is dress up and dance. So please,
guys, if you don't follow Karen, please do. Karen Williams on Instagram. I can't. I mean, look at me. I'm clapping. I can't stress enough. Her page just oozes joy and fabulosity.
Oh.
Anyway, we're going to get into it. Karen, so tell me, where did it all start? Before you were this internet sensation, you were an ambassador for Find Your Fabulous. Where did it start for you?
So, I mean, I have been in the fashion industry a long time. I started off in print, but I was in teen. I started off in teen. Okay. So some of you will remember Ms. Magazine. Yeah. So I was fashion and beauty editor of Ms. Magazine for years. So that's how I started off. And then I went freelance. So I've been freelance for years. Mm-hmm. And my career, it's funny because back in the day, we would have one goal. Yeah. We would want to be like a fashion stylist or a fashion editor or this, that and the other. Whereas now we can literally wear so many hats.
Absolutely multifaceted, like literally you go into people's bios and they're this and this and this, and there's no shame in it. It's not like, you know, when they used to say you can't be the jack of all trades, and I was like, well, yes I can.
Well, it used to be that you'd work for a magazine or you do one thing, but you couldn't do things on the side. Yeah. Whereas now, with the way, you know, social media is, you kind of, unfortunately, you kind of have to have that presence to a certain extent. I mean, it's a funny one, the whole social media thing. Although I'm quite outgoing, I'm quite private. So I can be a little bit guarded with what I show. Yeah. But it was lockdown really that I came into my own. Obviously, none of us could work. We couldn't touch people. Yeah. So I just started going on my own sort of wellness and self-discovery journey, and people really liked the authenticity.
I know, I can't say that word as well.
Well, you can say it better than me.
No, I have to practice authenticity. Literally, it's like I'm the same. I'm just like authentic. Yeah, see, now it's even gone. Yeah, but that having that authenticity. So what made you pick up your camera and just be like, show? Because the way you do it, it really inspires me. Because seriously, creating content, I really hold my hands up to you, because it's a lot to literally pull up the tripod, put your camera there, and just say you're going to film something. I'm just like, I get home and I'm like, oh God.
Do you know what though, Deborah? It's not been something that I've done overnight. So I was actually hosting a show on Channel 5, which was a makeover show. Yeah, it was on. It was called 100% Hotter. So it was like a make under show. So you'd have like lots of sort of people coming on there that would over-exaggerate themselves, and I would sit down and chat to them and ask them why they are bleaching their skins, why are they making themselves orange, why are they dressing like this, and then we'd sort of kind of try and balance them out, work out
a little makeover.
Make under,
bringing them, tone them down.
But what really kicked everything off for me was we used to do this thing called the psych, where we'd sit down and talk to them, and I love psychology, and we would talk. I would talk to them about
getting really deep into
why are you
overdoing this?
Why are you getting to this stage?
This,
like what's happened that you are expressing yourself in this way? You know, where do you go from this? Like, you're bleaching your skin. Like, where do you go from this? And I think when that show finished, I went onto Instagram at that time. That was 2017, and I mean, Instagram was not my generation, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I need to go on this just because I'm on national television. I better go on this thing. And When the show finished, it was really successful. Netflix bought it. It went onto Netflix in lockdown. So it kind of like had this rebirth. Even though
because that's where everybody was sitting and watching TV because there was nothing else to do. Yeah,
even though I wasn't filming, but it felt like it was kind of like on again.
It gave that energy.
Then I thought, gosh, I better start kind of talking to these people on Instagram. I better start like, you know, and it was really odd because I wasn't doing anything. I was like, well, I'm not really working. I'm not really like, and it was a really weird place at first because I felt like I'm going to get found out, you know. I really had imposter syndrome because I'd be on this Instagram and I'm thinking, they think that, you know, I'm this hugely successful
You are. You've
person.
got a Netflix show.
Yeah, I know, but
that was then. Yeah, but still it's on Netflix.
Yeah, but I wasn't doing it. I wasn't earning any money.
It doesn't matter. You're still on Netflix, babes.
I know, but this is the thing, right? It's like the reality of it is what people are seeing, watching the Netflix show and what's actually happening in my house. I'm actually earning no money. There's no jobs coming in. We're in the middle of lockdown.
Yeah.
And I was actually quite depressed. And I thought, do you know what? I just had a word with myself and I actually went on a fitness journey. I was one of those people that either kind of sat on
banana
the couch.
bread.
Yeah.
Sat on the couch or bought some fitness. Yeah, that was the three main things.
I was on the fitness thing.
Yeah.
Hard.
Oh my God.
I really got into it. I got inspired by J-Lo, who also has twins like me. And she's like a few years older than me. And I was like, right, I'm going to get on this.
Yeah.
And I just went on this journey and people loved it. And I was literally loving myself. I was like...
And that's what you should do. When you are going on a journey, it should be for you. It should be for finding yourself. And then if you want to share it, that's
I
fine.
went from being quite depressed and overthinking and having imposter syndrome to really stepping into it.
Yes.
I mean, thank God my husband wasn't on there.
Did you block him?
Well, he's
wasn't
not on
interested.
Instagram.
Oh.
He used to say to the kids, "Oh, let me
look through that.
Yeah, let me have a look at your Instagram a minute so that he could see me on the stories." Like, because we've got an annex. I was down the annex just like loving myself, like pumping it up. But you know what? I had a vision, and my vision was that I knew that I could kind of connect with people, which I was doing.
Yeah.
And I knew that I could connect with people, and I knew I could earn a living on the internet.
Right. Oh, so you knew that at the time that
I decided I was going to.
Okay, you had that mindset.
Vision.
That was the goal, basically.
Yeah.
And to do that was through that fitness journey.
I knew that I could connect with people, and I knew that I would be able to connect with brands, and that's what I kind of did, and that's
amazing.
But for me, I had to earn my money, but I also wanted to have a purpose on there.
Right.
So in lockdown, I was also doing kind of like online styling sessions that were literally turning into counselling sessions.
No,
everyone was in tears.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Everyone was in tears. We didn't even get to the part of what people are
we're
going to be dressing in. We were doing counselling sessions.
Oh my God!
So, you know, it's all married itself together, lovely. Really,
it kind of came full circle for you.
Yeah,
because basically from being an editor, obviously knowing what clothes, knowing what you like, how did you then like bring that onto other people? Because I know what I like, right? But if someone says style me, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. How do you then see someone, all the different variations, and say, okay, this is what how do you advise? How do you find that confidence to really, showcase that to someone?
Well, I think to be a stylist, you really have to kind of have a real sense of self and sense of what you like.
Yes.
And not look left and right and not be too swayed by other people's opinions. Right. It's a bit like football. Everyone's got an opinion on it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a football mum, so everyone's got an opinion on who's good, who's not. Yeah. And I think it's just about having that self-confidence yourself and having a very strong vision of what you like. Like most people, like I've come out today, yes, I'm wearing grey.
It's a fabulous grey. The tones are just
everyone wears grey, but I thought, I love monochromatic, and I thought, I'm going to...
You do that so well, though. You do, like, no, seriously, Carrie, you do that. Like, when I go in there, I'm like, these colours, I'm very much a colour person. I'm like, maybe I should just tone it down and do what Karen does, because she does it so well. Like, literally all the tones in every shade, how you mix and match. That's what I'm saying. I want to know how you kind of got there.
I think it's just trusting your own instinct. And then when you're styling someone else, they don't know what you're in their hands.
Right.
or they're in your hands, I
Yeah,
should say.
yeah.
They're in your hands.
They're trusting you to
They're
guide
trusting
them.
you.
Yeah.
So you have got to you've got to give that confidence.
Yeah.
You're not going to get in a car and learn to drive with someone who
doesn't know how to drive.
doesn't really know what they're doing,
Yeah,
because
that's
you could
very
end up
true.
dead.
That's
Like,
very true.
you know, you've got
That's
to
a good
walk
analogy,
in.
actually. When you think about it that way, it's true. You wouldn't just take a driving lesson from just anyone, you know. So they come into you in terms of like, okay, this person, I like what you're doing. Exactly what I just said. Teach me how to do monochromatic, because I don't know how to do it. I just know color.
And it's just practice and practice. I have been doing this for years. I've been in industry, 30 years. I've done this day in, day out. It's what I love. I love dressing up. It started, I'm an only child. It started with playing with the Barbies in the Cindy's, dressing them up. And then it was dressing real people.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't dress people up as much as I would like to now, because I kind of earn my money sort of dressing myself up. But in the future, I'm going to be, you know, inviting my followers to come into my content.
Ooh, exclusive, guys.
Yeah.
We're getting masterclass.
Yeah.
You hear it here first.
Yeah.
Make sure you... Is there a wait list? Is there a wait list?
Well, I haven't put it out there yet,
Well,
but, you know.
you heard it here first. There's going to be a wait list. It's going to be a masterclass. I'll be the first one joining. I'll be in there.
And I think that would be a lovely thing to do. Just invite people in, all shapes and sizes, and kind of like, because it's not just about me, you know, and beauty comes in all shapes and sizes.
Absolutely.
You know, I think we have to embrace everything that we've got. And, you know, I'm going through a thing at the moment where I'm feeling a bit slim because I've got an issue with my back. So I'm on an anti-inflammatory diet to try and reduce inflammation in my back. But of course, I've gone down 2 sizes, and now I don't have a butt. And now I'm
I know she was saying to me earlier, guys, that I've got a butt. She does. I was like, girl, have you seen yourself? Like, seriously, you have got a butt. You got shaped for days.
Well, you know, but everyone's always got an opinion.
Yes.
You know, so the first thing, you know, when people haven't seen me for a while, they're like, okay, you're looking very slim, don't lose any more weight. It's topic of conversation. It's like, you know, don't make your problem be my problem.
What?
I'm actually all right.
I find that's very much... not frustrating. What's the word? The people obviously people love us and they want to see the best for us, right? But when you're going through your own thing in life, like things are going to change. Your body's going to change. Your mood's going to change. Sometimes your personality changes. Different stages of life. And when people say that, I don't think they understand what they're doing, because it's like, this is the stage I am in my life. If I am, what do you call it, slimming down a bit because I'm doing this, or if I'm, as long as I'm healthy, as long as I'm confident in myself, that should be fine. You should be able to accept that. But I feel like they're trying to be helpful, but it's not helpful. There's a lot of, and especially with social media, how do you do it? How do you put yourself out there and like have people, because the trolls are trolling, like they just sit there and just twiddle your thumbs, send a little message, and that's it. It's like,
I've got to be honest, I am very, very fortunate that I call them my fabulous family. Yeah, they're my community, my fabulous family. Honestly, they are my ride or dies. Nice. Like, nothing. I've probably had 2 negative comments in the years that I've been on there. Oh, wow, it's such amazing. A supportive community. Like, I'm not interested. I don't get super deep on my, you know, I'm not a...
You're not sitting there like literally like going...
I kind of... I don't want to say I'm keeping it light and fluffy, but I want to bring joy. I think there's lots of other accounts. If you know, if someone's an activist or, you know, go hard for other things, there's lots of accounts out there for lots of different things. Yeah. My thing is kind of joy and positivity and, you know, inclusivity. Yeah. You know, I don't care how big you are. I don't care how old you are. I just want to kind of encourage you to be the best that you can be. Absolutely. Whatever you are, you know, and I'm not interested in any negativity on my page, and I don't even really have to say it. Like, it's just not there. Like, it's a really positive space. No, I'm not quite sure how...
But it's a testament to you, though, to like you said, to have curated that space and to welcome people and make people feel safe enough to feel that they can really just be in your community and feel comfortable. You know, that's the power of social media. There's the other side, but there's also what you've curated in terms of like that community, that support system, and just being a fabulous woman on the internet that you give people inspiration. You give me inspiration. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That's like hands down, like your dances, your styling. And that's what I'm saying. Like the way you even curate content, it's just so authentic as well. You're not coming there being like, hi guys, like you're not. Sometimes I feel like, oh my God, how does she even have time?
I definitely start off with hi guys. That is something I definitely start off with. Hi guys. But I do try and look, especially with the world that we've been in, and especially you coming from Condé Nast, you know, you feel a sense of pressure at times to be a certain way.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a really great time to just say, I just want to do me and I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like there is enough people out there to kind of follow you for you. It doesn't matter. You don't have to feed into other people's narratives anymore. It's a really great time. And I think the quicker we understand that we've just got to not care anymore. We've
But
just
how do you
not
care?
overthink.
Because I'm very much like I said, you're inspiring me, but like I do like seriously, I've sat down where I'm saying I'm going to film this thing, I'm going to do some content, and then I sit there and I just I film it, and then it just sits on the phone, and I'm just like I don't know if I'm going to post this, and just trying to push through that. Have you got any advice for the audience of how you pass that threshold of, okay, I've done it, I've managed to pull myself together to film the thing. How do you then release it into the world?
Okay, there's a couple of things that, you know, this thing is going to require.
Yeah.
It's going to require you being brave, because if you're not brave and you don't push yourself to do it, you're not going to do it. Yeah. So you're going to have to be brave, and then you're going to have to adopt a zero fucks. I don't like to swear on the internet.
0 Fs.
I swear enough as it is, but I don't want to bring it into my content, let alone yours. You've got to give a 0 Fs policy as much as you can.
Right.
Because you cannot... Why are you giving people that mean nothing to you, who possibly don't even like you, are possibly jealous of you, who do bring nothing to the table in your life, do not pay your bills?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You don't see them.
Yeah.
Like, why are you giving them so much airtime? I mean, just why? Come on.
I have to agree and disagree there, because there is a for me, perception, right? Like you're saying, from where the backgrounds we've come from, the community and the industry we're in, there is a certain perception of what people think you should be like or are like. And then sometimes the way I want to show up on the internet might not be that. So then people are like, oh, Debs is, and I know I shouldn't care, but I do. It's like, I just overthink it. And I'm just
You have to block out the noise.
Yeah.
You have to block out the noise. You need to listen to you.
Yeah.
You need to become the force. You need to be the one that's kind of like, this is how I am. Guys, if you can't please everybody.
Yeah.
And your tribe will follow you. Do you see what I mean? The people that are not for you are not for you.
But they'll be still staring and
let them.
Give me side eye.
Let them. Let them.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
What are you worried about her for?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She'll probably come round in the end anyway.
And that's the thing.
Because when you're authentic and when you're doing things with a good heart,
Yeah.
and when you're there to, like, when you're honestly there to kind of like, look, I have real fun doing this. Like I was that girl in the club when I was 21, Colosseum, because I was into fashion as well. Yeah, because I was into my fashion as well. Like, people will remember me. Yeah, here she is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, she's got the vibe, but she's got a little fashion edge as well. She's
obviously
she's obviously in a slightly different world as well, because she's kind of like, she's got the garage vibe, but she's got something else going on. A little energy,
a little bit.
You know what I mean? Fancied myself. Didn't really tell anyone where I got anything from. Do you know what I mean? And that's all kind of ego driven when you're young. And then when you get older, you think, what is the point in gatekeeping? Like, I actually want to help. Like, why do I? People are just not going to like you. And it's not, we're not doing any of this for the likes, really. But if you can spread positivity and spread joy and be a kind and good person, like, it's infectious. Do you know what I mean?
It is. I'm very big on energy. I'm very big. Like I said, when we met, it was, the energy was, I can tell. And energy don't lie, guys. And it was just so beautiful. And it's true. Once you stay true to yourself, once you know you're coming from a good place, I feel like everything else will kind of work itself out, right? And you just have to do the best you can. And I'm not saying, you have to put it out on there. Like I could literally film the thing and not keep it to myself. But if I do want to put it out there, I have to kind of quiet the noise and be like, I've done this thing, I'm proud of it, let me just put it out. And also, like you said, the people that you are for you will find you. And also you could be helping someone and keeping it on your phone is kind of being a disservice to them, right? If you feel good about it and you had the right mind to think about it, to share it, to record it, so therefore you not sharing it is a disservice to the people that you say you want to help or the people you want to share.
Exactly.
Thing, right?
And also, what you've got to remember is you don't have to be perfect. Like people really are looking for authenticity. They really are. Like my followers love it when, I mean, my homepage is my shop front, and I do love to kind of, because I come from the print world, the magazine world, I do like it to look a bit kind of
curated.
Marie Claire 101 ideas back in the, the little squares where it was all colour coordinated. So there is that about me. But actually on my stories, I will often be up there with absolutely no makeup on, hair frizzy, looking like a nutter. Okay. You know what I mean? Like just looking normal, looking like I just got out of bed, probably because I have.
Yeah.
There are times when I've been up there saying, guys, I'm really feeling bad. Because I'm 50, I've definitely gone through a bit of a hormonal shift in the last few years. Right. So there's been times saying I'm just not feeling good at the moment. Just sorry guys, I just can't do it at the minute. And all Debbie downbeat. You know what I mean? Just kind of sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, of course.
And just kind of, but you go through it and people are so real. They want to see those journeys. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be. We're walking magazines, but we're real magazines. Yes. We're real people.
Oh my God, you're so right. I like that. That's so beautiful, because I struggle with that, trying to be perfect, like literally I've got this idea, this content idea, I want to put it out there, but then I want it to be like a full movie blockbuster trailer before I put it out there, because there's like, if I don't do that, then people are going to think, why is she not I go through, like, no one's thinking anything, it's just me in my head, right? But it's so true. Until you try it, until you put it out there. And to be honest, I follow accounts when I see the thing, like when they filmed this beautiful dinner and it's all artistic created, and then they show me the other side of what their kitchen really looked like after it. I'm like, yep, follow, because that's how I be feeling when I film these cocktail things. But I think literally I was doing some content the other day, and then the thing spilled over, and I was like, oh my God, literally. And I was like, what is this? But it is. You just, in those moments, I'm always, it's helpful. I'm gonna try. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, but I don't know if I will. I'm gonna try and show more the real, like, it's like literally like I am trying to do this thing and then I spill it, or I try to do my DIY and then the thing, I want to show people that it's not all curated.
It's about a balance.
Yeah.
It really is about a balance, and how you find that balance.
Yeah.
You will work out.
And that's the journey.
So I did my first Find Your Fabulous event back in 2020. It was an online event in lockdown, and it was really successful. I mean, it drained the life out of me because it was something I wanted to do, but because we were in lockdown, I could focus on it. Yeah. And it's taken me 4 years to get round to do
number 2,
the in real life one.
Wow!
So, and it's taken.
Did you hear that,
long.
guys? 4 years.
Yeah.
So you don't have to rush things, right? I feel like in this day and age, there's so much. Everything is instant. We have to do things. 4 years to curate that, to have that moment, and to build upon that.
Exactly, and I've been procrastinated. I've not had the confidence. I've not been brave to the point where I've bored myself with it, because I'm just like, you're boring me, girl.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I've spoken to so many people about it. I'm like, I want to do this thing. Like, you can hear yourself and you're just thinking, oh, this is a lot, Karen. Just get on with it. Like, you're boring yourself. You're boring everyone else around. Like, just your followers want this. Like, just do this.
Just do it.
And I think there's really something to be said about just starting. Just start and keep going and keep practicing and just see where it goes. Yeah. And just take that pressure off of yourself.
It's, I mean, to be honest, like what you're saying resonates so much. And I feel like the more I speak to people like you, the more we share things like that, right? And be that authentic and just really tell people that it's not always just this curated life where you see us online and it's, everything's fabulous. In the background, we are going through these things. We are feeling this way. You have to make the choice to be brave. You have to make the choice to show up. You have to make the choice to be like, okay, you have to make the choice that, okay, I'm boring myself now. I'm actually going to do it. Everyone has a choice, right? And in that, you have to navigate those feelings. I'm not saying they're not valid, because life be life, and sometimes, and I'm just like, what is all this for? But at the same time, when you meet people, like you said, your people will find you. And when you meet people, like God brought you into my life for a reason, because what we're sharing today and the fact that you're even here today, it's giving me so, like, I can't even, I'm going to start gushing, but like,
well, it's so
it's
funny.
so good.
It's so funny, Deborah, because, there's been a real change on the internet. We've kind of like, there's like lots of different, when you're kind of watching on Instagram, there's like lots of different groups of people forming, and sometimes you can feel like you're, not part of this group or not part of that group. And what it can look like from the outside, really, I don't believe is what it
really is, yeah.
Because you remember when I met you, I was like, I remember, because we've got lots of people in common. And I remember coming across your party. You had some party, right?
My 40th.
I mean, I barely go out, right? I don't go out that much anymore. I've hung up my boots.
Oh.
But this one, she's had this party, right? And I knew everyone at your party. And I knew everyone at this party. And I remember when I met you, I was like, I was watching everything and I had fun. I don't really, I try not to get too into it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to kind of give myself FOMO about anything on Instagram, because it's not a great place. You can go down a rabbit hole. But I really wanted to be at this party. I wanted to dress up. I wanted to be at this party. And it was just like, I love it. You came down in loads of outfits.
Literally 4 changes.
You had 4 changes. I was like, she is my sort of girl. And it's really weird. I feel like I got FOMO, but I feel like I brought you into my reality.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think will I be at the next party?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Literally.
Absolutely. You'll be at all my parties, all my events.
Isn't it funny though?
We kind of manifested that energy.
Yeah. And then we were on the same panel together.
I know.
I was like,
literally. And
I wanted to go to her party, but instead of like you sort of not saying anything. I was like, do you know what?
Yeah.
It's like people like that vulnerability.
Absolutely. And literally, when you said that, I was like, oh my God, you were watching my party? I was literally saying that. I was like, you watch you know me.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And this is the thing, isn't it? It's just about kind of like, just letting the guards down, being sincere, being obvious. And if vulnerability kind of like, some people don't, if they want to be stiff and up themselves and kind of like don't like your vulnerability and not be a very nice person and not be joyous, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think people that are joyous, kind and authentic will win in the end.
No, you're so right. And it's true. Your people.
You are winning, honey.
Thank you.
You just don't realise it yet.
I really don't, but
That's
I'm trying.
That's
I'm really trying. I do get into my head a lot, but I do want that authenticity is very much what I really want to push out. But sometimes I hold myself back because, to be honest, to protect myself. Because what if that authenticity is then scrutinized or someone doesn't like it? Or I'm not, like I said, I'm a bit of a people pleaser, so I need to work on that. But at the same time, when I do it, people are like, they're in the DMs like, oh my God, Debs,
Exactly.
and then I'm just like, oh my God, literally. It's like,
and it's funny how many people, like, it's so nice when people actually reach out and say, thank you so much for posting that. I needed to hear this today. And you've done so well. And, give you that encouragement, because you got to remember that lots of people see you differently.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much.
When you start sharing online, people kind of, they see you differently and they don't always have the confidence. They don't always have the confidence to reach out and kind of, they don't feel worthy.
Yeah.
And you're not feeling worthy, but they're putting you on a pedestal and they don't feel worthy to kind of like contact you. Yeah. And then when they actually do and they're brave enough, you're like, oh my goodness, this is really giving me like what I need to carry on. Like people are out there and you just never know who's watching. And you never know who you're inspiring.
You never know who's watching and who you're inspiring, because the people that are in the DMs, I was like, you follow me, you watch me, you like, and it's true. you've hit the nail on the head. It's so true. As much as we're feeling what we're feeling, someone's feeling that way but not posting, but we doing what we're doing is giving them that energy. And I keep saying, this is why I keep telling myself, in order to push through, even if I have one person, right, that says, oh my God, you did amazing. Or if I have this one follower who's always in my DMs and I'm like, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Even when I started this podcast, the amount of people that are actually listening and watching, I'm like, wow, it's so good. And sometimes we do get in our heads like, oh my God, it hasn't hit 20,000 likes and blah, blah, blah. And then I think there was a quote where someone said, like, if 20 people came to your bedroom and watched you sleep, you'd be like a little bit like what the 20 people liked. You're just questioning it, you know. It's like we have to embrace those people, whether it's 2 or 2,000.
But also, there's a lot going on. Like, there are loads of posts that I like, but now there's the ability to save it or to reply or to do something, you know, or send it. So just because I haven't liked it doesn't mean that I don't like it. I might have been saving it or putting it into my folder now, because we've all got these folders now on Instagram, haven't we? That are wellness and this and that and fashion and homes and whatever things that you're into. Yeah. And we're all saving it. And I'm so busy saving it that I haven't had time to like it or to reply to say how fabulous this was. Yes, you know what I mean. There's a lot to do. There's a lot for us to do now.
I didn't think of it that way, actually, because I do the same. Literally, sometimes I'm like, all these things I'm saving, all these folders. Like, I want to scroll back and be like, what have I actually saved? Yeah, it's endless, right? It's not like there's a limit. Like my nail folder. Oh gosh,
and how many of those nail folders that you love and save, but have you bothered to tell them that this was great inspo? This was so good. So true. And they're sitting there thinking no one likes my nails because they've not had very many likes. Meanwhile,
I've got it all in my
I've got them all stacked up in. Do you get what I mean?
You're so right.
There's a lot going on. There's
so right, and everyone's Oh wow, that's really taking me aback, because that's so true. When you put it in that perspective, I'm like, yeah, I do the same. So why am I expecting? Oh, wow.
You know, the amount of people that I bump into, right? I think half the time I think, oh, no one knows what's going on in my life. And then you bump into people, they know everything. Yeah. Because they've been watching on Instagram. Yeah. But they've not reached out to me. Yeah. They've not kind of said, oh, you know, about this, that and that. This, that and the other. But when you bump into them in real life, I guess
the sense of knowing is so true. You know, and I guess it can be a tool. Social media is a tool, but sometimes it does scare me the amount of times people do feel like they know you, right? They'll see something, and because we don't share everything, there is an element of like, oh my God, I saw that you were on the beach somewhere. And it's like, guys, I was fighting for my life. I was fighting. Yeah, that beach post was like last month. Believe the hype. Today, I'm fighting for my life. Yeah. So sometimes social media gets to a point where it's like that real life versus Instagram versus reality, that sometimes it can be really real, because you are wanting to encourage your community, right? You're wanting to put that positive out there, but then at home you're just rocking like, so how am I going to make it for today? You know, and I guess it's finding that balance, because social media doesn't end. Like, there's no switch off point. No matter where you are in the world, it's always on. And
there's this real expectation to just be fabulous all the time. And I think we just all have to know why we're on there and what our purpose is. And I think the more you do it, I think for creatives like us, it's a great outlet. Yeah. But I think you just need to find yourself on it. Yeah. Like, I don't get as triggered on it as much as I used to. When I was first on it, I used to get so triggered. I used to think, what do people want from me? What do they expect? I'm going to get found out. They're going to know I'm not really working, even though the show's on at the moment. They're going to know I'm just like, as you say, sitting there rocking in my conservatory, watching the cats in the garden. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And like... But it's about kind of like being resilient and kind of like just finding yourself and just having those, you're allowed to have those moments of not feeling very good and feeling a bit fed up, but it's kind of how you get up from that, how you dust yourself off, how you kind of find your fabulous again, you know, how you find you again. Yeah. You know, what are you going to do with this? How are you going to earn your money? But I think as long as there's a desire and you're going to be brave and you're willing to kind of push through, you'll get there. Yeah, you will get there. I am absolute testimony Clearly, I just don't even have a vocabulary at this point, do I?
I love it, but this is it, authentic.
Testimony, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah, you're always trying to say.
Testimony. I am a testimony.
Yeah, you are
to that.
Yeah, testimony that. Yeah.
You know, I did not have any money in lockdown. And I was not very good at social media. I'm not even so sure that I'm good at it now.
You are. I was going to say, how are you a mother, a wife, and have time to actually? Because I film one thing.
Friends. I think my friends are gone. They get annoyed with me. They're like, "Oh, she's just on Instagram."
I film one thing and I'm exhausted.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
How do you do it? Because you do it so well. And I love your dressing up moments because you give us angles, you give us shape, and you don't do it.
Really?
You know, like, oh, babes, literally. Because I've tried to film a get ready with me and it's not working. It's not working because it's like, how do you move the camera and then have the it's so beautiful. It's just like you give us anger, then when you come, then you're just and then
you have been doing this. You Deborah, it's practice. Oh, there's certain things that you.
I just want it now. Certain
things you would have done in your job.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Yeah.
Ask me. Like, I'm not an admin person.
Yeah.
Like you. I think that you can, like, you organise events and you get things together. You know what you're doing. I would be kind of all over the place, but, you know, you practice, and then you look back and you think, God, look where I've come, actually. You know, and then you find what you're kind of good at. You ask for help and outsource the things that you're not so good at. You know, it's a hustle, definitely a hustle. But you'll get there.
Oh, but you know, seriously, you do inspire. Your page really inspires because you have struck the balance of authenticity plus curated plus giving us the real plus like just really sharing and like you don't overshare, you don't I don't know. I would say you really really strike the balance. And in terms of like aging and literally where you are in life, like you just feel you ooze that sense of self, like you're saying, you found your fabulous. So if someone's on their journey to finding their fabulous, what are the first steps for them to take? How do they become brave?
Well, it's funny because that is a good question because I think I am naturally quite a confident person, and although intrinsically, another word I can't say,
you said it perfectly.
I'm just going to not.
No,
talk.
say it.
See, I could say I'm just not going to talk anymore, but that's where the element of not giving a shit comes in because you can't I can't do it. I can't speak properly. So.
I love her.
So intrinsically,
you said it intrinsically.
Intrinsically, I am quite a confident person, but then life throws curveballs. You become a mother, or there's death. There's all these things. You lose your job. All these things that kind of were your safety net.
Yeah.
You know, that you feel that validated you and gave you your purpose in life. They all go wrong at some point in life. So although I'm quite a confident person, there are times where I haven't been as confident. And then it's like, okay, I need to kind of find my confidence again. Right. So for me, I think it's been easier than most. But for those that are not naturally confident, there are confidence coaches out there. You know, there are people like me that you can learn from. I think being brave and not giving a shit is one of the things that I would encourage people to do. But it's really hard for me to sort of sit here and say, oh, just be confident when I'm naturally a confident person and someone might not naturally be a confident person. Yeah. It's not I'm not... There are people that can help with stuff like that. Yeah. And that's me being honest. Yeah. And that's absolutely what my Find Your Fabulous event is about, because it's like, I can't be, you know, master of all trades and jack of none. Like, I can only do what I can do with my capabilities. And then there are other people that
you have to outsource,
that can encourage you and help you with that. And that's what's great about the space that we're in now. Yeah. There's lots of people that are naturally, you know, that are confidence coaches that can help you with strategies to kind of
build upon
that, you know. So, but I think the two main ingredients is that you have to block out the noise. That I would say would be to block out the noise and to be brave and push yourself forward. Just keep moving forward.
One step in front of each other.
Don't take away that pressure.
And try. I guess there's an element of try, especially for me anyway. Like,
keep
I
going.
think there's an element of just try, even if it's God, I say I can't say much because I'm such a perfectionist. But even if it's bad, even if it's not the perfect thing, right? Like, just put it out there, let go, and just see. Because sometimes I put things out there, and I'm like, this is not great, and that's when you're like, "Da-da-da-da-da," people are like comment. I was like, what? And then I do
Exactly.
something really perfect, and it doesn't get nothing. It's like it's just so.
And that's when it comes back to being authentic to yourself,
Yeah.
not thinking about what he and she would like, because between them, they would have an opinion as well. Like, you really just have to kind of trust your own instinct
Yeah.
and really center yourself and really think about what I like and what kind of gets me going, in the hope that, you know, other people are going to like it too.
Yeah.
If that's what you can't please everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
No, you're so
you've got to really trust yourself. It's really about trusting yourself.
Right.
And I think we are giving too many other people too much respect and trust when really it's within us.
Yeah, I know. I guess there's a battle with social media because it is an outside thing, right? You do post because there are people that are following you or that outside world. It's really that finding that balance, I feel. But I think, you know, that's where you find your community as well. So you have to put it out there in order to receive it back. But if you don't, you're in that you know, silo of like going back and forth, thinking about it, not going to post, I'm going to post, not going to post, I'm going to post. And you just never know who's waiting for you to post. Because like you post something, like you said, someone will be in your DMs like, oh my God, thank you so much. Or like, I love the fact that you can be so brave to show your confidence and your fabulousness, and you're showing me this because then I can try it too. Even if I don't put it on the internet, I will try it too, because that's what happened to me. I saw one of your videos and I was like, actually, I'm going to try and do this beauty thing and do the way she does it, you know. And it's like, but that's also, not my lane. But
don't be scared to ask for help from people. You know, like I'm like there are so many people that have been so kind to me, and like Sam Chapman, who's like, you know, she was one of the first beauty pioneers. Like, I was on a campaign with her and we just hit it off. And I said to her, I'd really like to start doing like beauty content. I hadn't done anything then. This was years ago. And she was like, well, Karen, just DM me. Like, she had 1 million followers at the time. And I think I had like 17,000. And like, she was like, well, just DM me and I'll send you everything on Amazon, what you need. In fact, I think I've never asked her. I don't know why, but in lockdown, I'm sure something turned up that it was a gift from Amazon.
That she ordered.
I think she ordered it and
sent it to you.
Yeah. Like, as part of my kit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to really kind of like
just push you on to do it.
Yeah, and she's a beauty influencer. And I just think, like, there are some really nice people out there that, you know, if you rang me and said, Karen, can you just help me, show me how to edit something, to do, like, I would absolutely like give you the time to kind of help you on your way. There are lots of people that are kind enough to do that.
But you have to ask, and that's the thing. You have to ask. That's also another thing I struggle with, asking for help. But all these things are going to, like you said, you have to practice. You have to block out the noise. It doesn't just happen. It doesn't just happen, and that's what I'm finding out. It doesn't even just like starting my business, right? Like, in the beginning, I was like, I didn't want to be a business owner. I was like, I've been working since I was 15, and I was working. I was like, let me try this business thing, and now it's like, okay, how do I do this? But no man's an island. You have to ask for help. You have to grow, and the more you do it, the more you will know how to do it, right? The first time I'm like, oh God, how much should I charge? What do I do? The next time you move on, it's like you said, you have to put one foot in front of the other, keep going, and you'll get there. And I'm finding confidence in it. I'm building confidence in it.
Faith, belief.
Literally all of the above. It is that you have to really just center yourself, know yourself, and just know that you're coming from a good place, and then you'll find it. It's easier said than done. I'm not saying you're going to wake up one day and you're just going to be confident, but there are people you can follow. There are people that you can ask for help. There are people you can emulate. And sometimes you don't have to put it out there in the world, but if you can do something small for yourself that, you know, you can really showcase. And I think recording it is good, because even if you don't put it out on the internet, I think recording it and looking back at it, like you're saying, oh my God, looking back at your previous stuff that you've done, you're like, wow, like I've come a long way.
Well, it's funny because, like, when I'm doing my voiceovers, like, I suffer with like poor working memory. So
what do you mean?
So my memory is kind of like, my recall isn't great. Right. So if I had to, you know how like presenters stand up there and do live, like, I'm not great. I'm great in conversation, but I can't like I know my strengths. So I know that I can sit here and have a nice chat with you.
Yeah.
But if I was having to present something and having to remember like all of my lines, it would be disastrous.
Oh my God, I'm the same.
On every level.
Literally, I told you before, when I'm trying to do this camera, I'm like, deer in the headlights. I'm like, but when I'm here, I'm like,
yeah, exactly. We're bouncing off each other. It's natural, relaxed.
And this is why I wanted, but like, I hear you, but sometimes you have to, like they say your voiceovers, but you do it so well.
Yeah, but I'm on my own in my bedroom and I am going over and over and over again. And I'm reading what I'm meant to be saying from my other phone. I've already written it out and I still don't get it right. But I've done it 15 times to get that one line right. And I've listened to it over and over again to kind of get it right, to get the tone right. Because I can be a bit shouty as well and a bit like, people say that I'm aggressive.
Oh, God.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't, I have to sort of listen to myself and find that balance that I'm not being too much or too less or, whatever it is, try and get a balance. But, I literally do it over and over again. Yeah. But in the safety of my own kind of like, I mean, sometimes my husband is in the background and he can hear me. I think he's used to it now, but he can hear me.
What does he think of everything that you've done, how you've transformed?
Well, when it first started, he was like,
what are you doing?
I think he was like between you and me and everyone on the podcast out of his mind because he was like, you're on there, like doing your fitness thing, loving yourself. Like, what are you doing? Where's all this going?
Yeah. Yeah. Who are you talking to?
Yeah. And I was like, I've got a vision. I know what I'm doing. I actually know what I'm doing. Yeah. Don't try and put me off track. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to get brand work off of this and it's going to happen. And it bloody happened. And now he's doing my invoices.
Now he's in the partnership. I love it. I love it.
You go, girl. You do your thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Dinner's on you tonight.
Yeah, exactly. So I appreciate his support with it all and my friends, because when it started with me just kind of like, can you take a picture of me? I mean, I drove everyone mad. Yeah. Didn't really know what I was doing. And now I don't have to do that as much because I don't have to take a picture every time I'm going out. I can be more present because I've got my brand work. I've got my professional stuff that I do now. It's kind of changed now. But when you're starting off, it's difficult because you don't really know what you're doing. You don't really know what's good content and what's not. And it changes very quickly what's good content. I mean, last year I was doing loads of fashion jobs and now I'm not really, like, I'm out of favour. So you're going to have to, like, I'm having to sort of like...
I don't think you're out of favour. I think it's just like seasons, right? It's just like when... Because I feel like you the way you've curated that beauty space, I see you in that. I mean, you do the fashion stuff as well.
Yeah, but last year I was doing more fashion stuff, but now I'm doing more beauty stuff. But, it's so... It changes so quickly. This thing changes so quickly. Yeah. Yeah. You really have to be... You can be one of these people who jumps on every trend, or you can kind of like do you. Yeah. And I've chosen to kind of do me. No. So if
you're doing it fabulously.
I'm just I'm just trying to be authentic to myself. I'm a bit old to be kind of like I'm just trying to do me, babes. In the nicest possible way. Yeah. I'm a bit old in the tooth. Like I've kind of like seen it all. Okay. I just think I'm just sort of like I'm doing it my way.
And you're doing it very fabulously.
You know what I mean?
So
and that's the thing. You've got to do things your way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's been
Don't worry
so
about
great. Them. Oh, wow. It's been a beautiful conversation. I always want to basically try and get people to have more uncomfortable conversations, right? And we've been talking a lot about social media. What is an uncomfortable conversation you've had with yourself or your friends or your partner about social media, about what you're doing, and how did you go about it? How did you find your fabulous in that uncomfortableness?
I mean, there's been lots of uncomfortable moments, like all of what you've said. But I think because I'm sort of a certain age and I've been hormonal, my weight has kind of fluctuated. Mm-hmm. So there was times where I started doing sort of, when I was younger, I was always that girl that had, if you said to me, what part of your body don't you like? I was one of these people who's like,
nothing. I love it all. I love that.
Like my bum, I don't know. I'd have to be like making stuff up because I was like, I like it.
I like myself.
Exactly. I love it. Like, absolutely fine with myself.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, things start like, especially when you're on social media and you're like exposed to the whole world, things start changing. my body started changing. I'm suddenly not that girl that I was in Colosseum when I was 21. I'm like dancing about in my underwear for like Marks and Spencer's. And like, what am I doing?
I love those dances though.
You know, and my husband sort of a bit like, what are you doing? And, you know, I'm trying to keep it wholesome. Like, that's all quite uncomfortable. But, you know, definitely you don't want to come across as sort of me. You know, friends are sort of thinking, what is she doing? She's 50. She's prancing about in her underwear. I've got boys. One of them absolutely doesn't follow me. Not interested.
Oh, good.
In like the mates going, what is your mum
doing?
On the internet, dancing about in underwear. So there's been lots of uncomfortable things. So when you say, you know, judgment, what are people going to think? I've had it all from my family and all the rest of it.
Right.
But
you push through.
You push through and you kind of like, again, it's sort of trying to keep focused and centered about what's wholesome, what's not wholesome, what is right for you, making some mistakes, trying to not get offended to some people's friends' opinions. Are they being kind of a bit jealous? Are they being supportive? Trying to kind of navigate your whole way through it.
Right.
And trying to come out the other end and feeling like you've done something okay. And trying to still put food on the table.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Are you selling your soul? Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Wow.
So, and even now, like I'm about to post another sort of underwear thing and I'm thinking, I'm always looking at the underwear things and I'm thinking, is this okay? Should I stop this now?
No, because I'm inspired. I'm very much inspired, and you're inspiring me to do a get ready with me because I've always wanted to do
in
that.
Your underwear?
Maybe not. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. But like you said, take it step by step. I'm gonna do a fully clear one, and then because I do have some swimwear that people say I really want to do. I want to be that babe, but I just can't. I'm not there yet. But I do. I don't think it's
to feel uncomfortable because feeling
that's a good one.
It's very important.
It's important to feel uncomfortable
because when you're comfortable, you won't grow. When you're uncomfortable and you push yourself, you will grow one way or another.
Oh wow!
You'll either learn from it. You'll either be a complete success or it'll be a complete failure. But
either way,
one way or another, you would have learned from it. So it's very important. You will not grow and move forward if you don't feel uncomfortable.
Wow, that's so true. That's so true. Like even leaving my corporate job to start this business, it was uncomfortable, but it's pushed me in so many. Like I wouldn't even have dreamt of doing some of the stuff I've done, you know, because I was very much, I'm a corporate babe. I'm going to work. I'm going to do this, but trying to. And I think, like you're saying, it does shift you to grow. It does make you. One way or another, you have a choice, right? It's either you stay the same and you just be comfortable, or you're like, if you're comfortable in the way you are and you just want to do what you've been doing and you're happy with it, fair enough. But if there's something in the back of your mind that's like, actually, I want more. I can do this. I see Karen. I'm like, I would love to be that way too.
You want more.
I want to do that. You have to try it. You have to try it. Put it out there, and like you said. If it's a failure and it's a disaster, then you learn. But it could also be the best thing ever.
One of my sons plays football and he's so talented and we can all see his talent. And part of his journey is that he's frightened. I feel that he was frightened to do certain things at times because he was frightened of failing. And I'm like, you are never going to master what you're trying to do if you don't keep
Allow
trying
yourself
it. Try it, fail, get up, dust yourself off, do it again.
Oh, yes.
On repeat.
I love that. That's so true.
You know.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been so inspired by this conversation. It's been so beautiful. What else can we expect from Karen this year?
So I think one of the things that has been uncomfortable for me is the in real life Find Your Fabulous event because I love connection.
Yeah.
I love bringing women together. I love bringing communities together, and I love sharing and vibing, and I love girls.
Just giving that energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love girls. I've grown up with me and my mum, and I love girls, and I just love swapping outfits and swapping tips and swapping knowledge and,
Right.
you know, helping, you know, build each other.
Yeah,
I really do
yeah,
love that.
yeah.
And it's been really a long time coming in me building my event. And there's so many things out there. You've got like the Fern Cotton. Is it Fern Cotton? Mm-hmm. Happy Place Festival. She does this Happy Place Festival. She, you know, she's really big and really successful.
Yeah.
You've got Jamelia Jamil that's got her kind of festival thing going on that's really sort of diverse and inclusion and all that sort of thing. And these are all great things, but they all have different kind of they attract different
communities.
Communities.
Yeah.
And I think I have my own community. Like, I love all of those events, but I want to go and I want to see people like me, that look like me, that want to listen to music like me, and just, you know, my community is very diverse in that it's quite young and quite old, and quite black, quite white, quite mixed, quite Asian, you know, quite big, quite small, and that's real diversity for me. And I just want to create a fantastic place that we can all just...
a good and fabulous safe space.
Exactly. And that's what I really want to grow this year. So God willing,
Amen.
And if I keep pushing forward and I keep stepping out of my comfort zone and keep being brave, hopefully I can pull this off. But it takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And I think with anything that we want to do and want to achieve, we want to make sure that our cups are refilled. So it's how do I sort of take a moment to kind of fill myself up again so that I can go again. Because this thing can be exhausting.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So it's about, right, okay, so what do I need to do to make sure that I can achieve those goals?
Yeah.
To make sure that I've got enough energy to kind of do it.
Continue.
So that's what I'm hoping, because I have all these great ideas and I go guns blazing and then I collapse. And then I sit there for another 4 years. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully we're going to get there, fabulous family. And hopefully everyone can, you know, be with me and be on the ride.
Absolutely. We'll be there. I'll be there for one. And Karen, I can't thank you enough for today's conversation. I'm so inspired. I'm going to go home and do that Get Ready with me and film it, actually put it out there.
Well, I'm going to be on you now. I'm going to hold you accountable. Find people that hold you accountable.
That's very true. That's also good as well.
You know
actually.
what I mean? One of my friends, she was always like, I thought you were going to be doing that. Well, when are you doing that? I was like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. She's going to
just that's find your people, find the people that are going to support you and find and go push you as well.
That's right.
Because you say you're going to do it, let them push you to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming.
I'm very grateful.
It's been such a pleasure. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that episode. I surely did. Like, one of my faves, to be honest. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe for more. Bye.